Armed youth launched a pre-dawn attack on Abiemnhom County in the Ruweng Administrative Area on Sunday, killing 2 senior local officials and displacing an unknown number of civilians, authorities said. Stefano Viel de Mialek, Chief Administrator of Ruweng, said Awapini County Commissioner Paulino Wal and the Executive Director of Abiemnhom County were killed in the attack. They were targeted and killed while attempting to defend themselves, Mialek said in a statement. The attack began at about 4:30 a.m. and triggered fighting that lasted nearly 4 hours, he said. Mialek blamed members of the White Army militia from neighboring Abiemnhom County, alleging they were supported by elements of the SPLM-IO. The full extent of the casualties was not immediately clear. Early reports indicated that homes and local markets were burned. Mialek described the incident as a well-organized and coordinated massacre and compared it to a similar wave of violence that struck the county in April last year. The Ruweng administration accused authorities in Abiemnhom County of complicity. Mialek called on the national government to hold Abiemnom's leadership accountable and to enforce a state of emergency. We call on the national government to immediately implement the state of emergency declared by our president last year in Abiemnom to ensure this situation is contained, he said. With markets destroyed and residents fleeing, local leaders appealed for urgent intervention from international aid groups. Given the dire situation on the ground, where civilians have been killed and displaced, we call on our humanitarian partners to coordinate a response in terms of food and shelter, the statement said. The Nile Institute for Study of Human Rights and Transitional Justice, a Juba-based advocacy group, condemned the killings on Sunday as a grave violation of the right to life. Tema Nyang, the institute's executive director, called for a transparent investigation and an immediate cessation of hostilities. Continued violence only deepens suffering, fuels instability, and undermines ongoing peace efforts, Manyang said. Ruweng, an oil-rich area bordering Unity State, has long been a flashpoint for intercommunal violence and political tensions between rival armed groups. Authorities in Abiemnhom County could not immediately be reached for comment. This news as reported by Radio Tamazuj. Please subscribe to the SSGTV, South Sudan Global.
Today, Sunday, at around 4:29 a.m., a group of White Army militia from Abiemnhom County with the element of SPLM-IO launched a heavy attack on Abiemnhom County, a sustained battle of about 3 to 4 hours, where we are getting reports houses have been burned, civilians have been killed, and it is with heavy heart that the government of Ruweng Administrative Area and its people announced that in this battle or in this crisis and clash, we have lost our county commissioner for Awapini, Paulino Wal, plus the executive director of Abiemnhom County, who courageously also tried to defend themselves in their places, but in events they were targeted and eliminated indiscriminately. This is the second massacre, the one that happened in April last year, and this was another one well organized, coordinated, and launched on our people. The government of Ruweng Administrative Area condemned this barbaric act, and we condemn it in the strongest terms, and we declare this is rebellion because the element participating in this are White Army from Abiemnhom County, facilitated by some of the authorities, and with the element of the SPLA-IO. We call for accountability on the Commission of Abiemnhom based on our discussion for the last few days it was evident that the county commissioner was in process and was fully aware of this coordinated attack. We also call on the national government to immediately implement the state of emergency that was declared by our president last year in Mayom, and if this is done, then it must be done as quick as possible to make sure that this situation is contained and does not spread to the other areas. We call on our humanitarian partners, given the dire situation on ground, where our civilians have been killed, they are displaced, houses have been burned. We call on our humanitarian partners to convince and coordinate a kind of coordinated humanitarian response in terms of provision of services, in terms of provision of food, given that all the markets have been banned. Details report are yet to follow on casualties. We are still waiting report on ground, and once that is received, it will be released officially. As of now, the attackers have been repelled, but we remain vigilant and re-strategizing on the next process. Our forces are on ground, and they are now putting measures in place to ensure that further attack is counteracted, and also maybe the few civilians are protected in this matter. Our enemies on ground, we are calling on them to make sure that to open corridors and provide safety to our civilians on that side, those who have gone to UNMISS, to be protected, not to be eliminated at that basis. This is what we need to release now, but more details will continue to come in, and we will continue to update our public and the authorities on the situation in Abiemnhom. But we call for accountability, we call for immediate response to this situation, we call for implementation of a state of emergency in Mayom.